shoot.
Let's go!
Always left.
Good, great, Commando.
Hey guys, what is going on? KingOfEmAll here, and today we are back on a top tier Call of Duty. That is right, Modern Warfare 2. We are back home. I know we did some Black Ops 2 content this week, and that was a ton of fun. You guys loved that. Thank you so much for the positive feedback. But the reason I call this Modern Warfare 2 a top tier Call of Duty is because today what I am going to be doing is breaking down all of the Call of Duty multiplayers that I have personally played in my lifetime and giving you guys a tier list and kind of explaining that reason. On Twitter, like the last month or so, everyone's been ranking these CODs, and every time I see it, I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Then tonight, well, I broke down and did it. Great self-control, right? Because before I get to the rest, I got to first show off yesterday's comment of the day. If you want to be today's comment of the day in tomorrow's video, all you got to do is make sure you watch the video all the way through. You're subscribing, then post notifications turned on. And of course, leave a like. In the comment, it would be really awesome if you guys dropped your own COD tier list based on these 12, well, I guess 13 games I do have on my tier list. Remember, I am ranking these just solely based on multiplayer. No extra features, like for example, the Black Ops series, how they have zombies or any of that type of stuff. This is just solely my multiplayer experience on each Call of Duty. So nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoy the video. So as I said in the intro, I'm going to ruin it for you guys and show you the one game I still put on this list that I did not play, just because I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask. So I will state that my first online Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2. I believe I started playing online in 2010, I think January or February or sometime. But with my first online COD being Modern Warfare 2 and only having one COD on the Do Not playlist, I know that's going to confuse some people. The reason I did not put COD 4 Modern Warfare on the Do Not playlist is because that game did get remastered, and if you notice, well, you'll see when I show my tiers. I did not count the remaster as a game. Basically, what I did is I took my knowledge of playing the remaster, because I personally love the remaster, but I can't say that because I don't want to give hints where it's ranked. And it's kind of took that, forgot about supply drops, combined with some stuff that I know about the OG game to make a tier listing. Now, World at War multiplayer, oh my god, these Rangers. But World at War multiplayer, I think I might have spawned into one time. Nowhere near enough knowledge where I feel that I can provide a commentary or some insight on it, so I just totally skipped it. So we're going to start from the top down, and I'm going to break this down for you guys. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 categories, 7 if you kind of did not play, so you've seen 1 out of 7 so far. And here are the top tier Call of Duty multiplayers. Of course, you know Modern Warfare 2 in my mind is a top tier Call of Duty multiplayer. This game is so broken, it is perfect minus the noob tubes. But you figure just there is so many good guns you can pick from. The time to kill is quick. It has my favorite map pool in Call of Duty history. Every map has like a game mode where it fits, you know what I mean? Sure, I might hate playing Skid Row TDM, but Skid Row Search and Destroy hits. I think you could throw every single map in this game into pretty much any Call of Duty, and it's going to be a mid-tier map at worst. But you just look at everything that's so good about this game. I mean, just the gun selection, the sniping, like I said, just the movement. This is like one of my favorite engines in Call of Duty history, and that's why I'm so happy Modern Warfare 3 reused it, but I can't say that because I'm not on the Modern Warfare 3 subject. I'm really bad at this. But just from reg gunning, to sniping, to the map pool, and not to mention the most iconic kill streak in Call of Duty history, the tactical nuke, the only kill streak, if I hope I'm right when I say this, but the only kill streak in Call of Duty history where you are able to earn it and end the game by calling it in. And moving on to our next Call of Duty in the top tier, what I feel is almost a polar opposite for Modern Warfare. Where Modern Warfare 2 is known for being broken and just totally chaotic, this is like the most balanced Call of Duty, in my opinion, that everybody loves. Of course, Black Ops 2. When you look at Black Ops 2, I really feel that they nailed it. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 might be my favorite Call of Duty of all time, but if we're talking the greatest Call of Duty all time, the Call of Duty that I think should be #1 candidate for a remaster, it's Black Ops 2. Every community was happy. The Red Gunners were happy. The snipers and trick shotters were especially happy. I mean, that was like the most advanced game for trick shotting, not like including exosuits when you can do 35 million jumps and spins and everything. But it's like every COD game we get now, snipers. Oh, I hope we can, insta swap, do all this stuff like we could in Black Ops 2. If memory serves correct, that was the first Call of Duty that introduced the diamond camo, the first ever completionist thing. Well, kind of completionist. BO3 was dark matter, but I mean completionist as where if you got gold for every gun in a category, then you earn this exclusive camo that everybody wanted. Look at him laying in the grass. But moving on to our next, the almost top tier Call of Duty because there's only one in this category, Modern Warfare 3. And the reason I put it here is because Modern Warfare 3 was so amazing at its time. It's exactly what we wanted when it dropped. This game was basically Modern Warfare 2 2.0 in many ways. I mean, hell, they basically used the same, the same engine. The game felt like Modern Warfare 2 and even a little faster paced at that, so it was a ton of fun. The weapon selection was great. The kill streaks were a ton of fun. The support streaks were kind of questionable because honestly, they were such a low amount of kills for the kill streaks you could get. But overall, at its core, it's another legendary, basically, it's an almost top tier Call of Duty. Great map design, introducing the face-off playlist, the 2v2s and the 3v3s. Mw2 face-off was amazing. The sniping was a ton of fun. The map selection was great. I love the MP7. The MP7 is probably my favorite SMG ever, so getting to use it in like BO2 and Mw3 is a ton of fun. Now, they did, like I was saying earlier, they brought back the Moab in Modern Warfare 3. Now, I don't mind them changing it to the 25 gun streak, but I did not like that it did not end the game. If they would have had the Moab end the game, I honestly think Modern Warfare 3 might have been perceived differently in a way. But just also look at all the game modes the game introduced us to, between Infected and a bunch of other stuff. I really wish there was like more lobbies still on Modern Warfare 3 because it's such a fun game. And now if you want to go on and play a TDM, you literally have to wait a half hour. So you can't play Infected anymore. You can't find kill confirmed. Mw2 Sim, which is one of my favorite game modes ever. The only thing about Modern Warfare 3 is I feel it's so close to Modern Warfare 2 with the same engine and stuff, where if you catch someone that played Modern Warfare 2 in its prime, then played Black Ops 1 and played Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 3 longevity gets hurt just a pinch because when everyone looks back on these classic Call of Duties and they decide like, hey, I want to go play a classic COD today, most people are going to choose Modern Warfare 2 just because the map selection better, the nuke, just that type of stuff, you know, where Modern Warfare 3 is super good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it just gets forgotten about a little bit because it has to live in Modern Warfare 2's shadow, which no sequel could have ever done. All right, I know our next category, the amazing. All right, I really had no clue what to name these. I'm sorry. Like at first they were numbered like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, didn't play, and I at least tried to name them. So can I have some credit? But in this category, we have Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Black Ops, and Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Starting off with COD 4 Modern Warfare. Now, this game is amazing. Like I said, I only played the remaster, so I tried to take what I know from that, so I still felt like I could give it a ranking. Now, the reason it's in this category is because the game was basic in some ways. Mainly the kill streaks. You know, you only had your 3, 5, 7. You didn't have a ton of customization. The weapon selection was good, don't get me wrong. The map selection was great. The game had a great map pool, but when you just look at the improvements made from Modern Warfare to Modern Warfare 2, they made all the improvements they should have. You know, they crushed multiplayer so hard in Modern Warfare 2. Like I said, Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare are really, they're such good games, but having to live in the shadow of Modern Warfare 2, I feel does hurt them significantly, and that's why this game's here. You know, it just can't compare to Modern Warfare 2 in the end, and I think Modern Warfare 3 is better than it, so that's why I had to put it here. Now, same thing kind of with Black Ops. Black Ops was a game that had to follow a lot of people's favorite online game of all time, and especially at the time, Black Ops following Modern Warfare 2 was just honestly crazy. I think Black Ops would honestly have a better rep to this day, and don't get me wrong, Black Ops is one of the most loved Call of Duties of all time, but I think it would even have a even better rep if it actually came out in 2009 and Modern Warfare 2 came out in 2010, because there was a lot of people who, you know, after the newness of Black Ops wore off, I feel that was the first year where people actually went back to the previous year's Call of Duty. I know me and my friends, once our Black Ops hype ended, we all went back and played Modern Warfare 2 until Modern Warfare 3 released. Now, is this because Modern Warfare 3 was releasing and we wanted to get used to it again? I don't remember all that, but I just remember us all going back. And the reason I say this, or at least for me, is because honestly, the game was solid, the map selection was solid, but all the maps were not hits. You know, they had some misses. The introduction of the wager matches and stuff was a ton of fun. Don't get me wrong, this game is still solid. I guess at this point, all these games are the games I would be rating an 8 out of 10 if you just take 1 point away every category. I don't know. I haven't taken a math class in like 2 years. But like I said, still a very solid game. It's hard to find flaws about these games to justify their categories. So please, I'm not shitting on these games when I say these little things. If you look at what I'm saying about these games in this category, the flaws are very minor, but it's just enough to rank them below the games that are above them. And last but not least, the last game in this category, Black Ops 3. Now, this is kind of high for a futuristic COD, don't get me wrong, but I generally think for the futuristic era of games, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 knocked it out of the park. The first 3 Black Ops were honestly so good. I really don't think they missed. Map selection, gun selection, just overall gameplay experience was a ton of fun. I'm the person to tell you I am not a fan of jetpacks in Call of Duty at all, but honestly, I can play Black Ops 3 for hours at a time. It takes me a couple hours before I go, okay, I'm playing a jetpack COD. I really need a break here. And I died off my Harriers. Wow. I just really think the guns were a ton of fun to use. And honestly, the sniping felt good in that game. But there was no way I was ever attempting to try to learn to snipe with jetpacks. I honestly regret not playing the game more in its prime. But just not even the gameplay. Look how awesome it did on the YouTube side of things. This is just like an added bonus. But yeah, Black Ops 3 for me, favorite futuristic COD by far. I mean, I still go back and play it a couple times a year. Now we're going to move into the decent game category. This is also another category where I only have one Call of Duty. And the Call of Duty I actually have in this one is Modern Warfare 2019. Now before I get into this, just let me say, I know a lot of people hate this game. I feel like this is a game where you either hate it or you like it. Like there's no just I mean, I'm not really gonna throw the love it in there, but you guys know. And when I played the game, I honestly enjoyed it. I thought it was their best boots on the ground game since I went back to boots on the ground with World War II. And you guys know that I say that a lot, and you'll notice it with my rankings as we go down this list. We have 2 more after this. But I felt they did a lot of good things. The gunplay this year, I know it was a new engine, but honestly, it felt really good. It felt really smooth. Overall, the sniping felt good. It was just the lack of snipers they had in the game. If they would have had an intervention, if they would have added a Barrett, I think sniping would have been much more loved besides, because the carbine got such a bad rep off the start. It's really sad to see how they kind of shitted on the sniping community this year, especially with how good that and trick shotting has been throughout the Modern Warfare name. Also, this and Black Ops 4, I'm not taking Warzone or Blackout into effect at all, by the way. And while I do think this is the best game made since they've gone back to boots on the ground, don't get me wrong, it still has its flaws. And I'm not going to include skill-based matchmaking because it's been in AW and other next-gen games. Sadly, SBMM is just something we're going to have to get used to. If you watch Activision's investors call or watch clips from it, they just do nothing but literally praise it the whole time. But Modern Warfare 2019, decent gun selection. The guns really on top are too overpowered. I believe it was the M4 and especially the MP5. Too OP. I like games where you can have more of a gun selection, where you can have more choices to choose from. And the map design. The core map design was very good, but the problem with this game was the safe spaces and how the map design encouraged camping. If they would have taken out the doors and the safe spaces and just had these as regular maps, I really think the game would have flowed well with a regular mini map and the normal COD feel, because I actually really enjoyed the map design. This was the first year where I thought the map design was pretty solid in a boots on the ground Call of Duty since I went back to that. My biggest complaint the last couple of years is the map design, and as we get down the list, I'm going to mention it for every single COD, but map design. I do feel this is the closest they've been yet, but ultimately it's just one of them things where the flaws just outweigh the positives. This game has lasted, though, as a plus due to Warzone, don't get me wrong, but as a plus, it has lasted the longest on YouTube since Black Ops 3. All right, for our second to last category, the category. Now, first up, Black Ops 4 map design. I feel the only reason I played BO4 as long as it did is because all I did was pretty much play the Black Ops 1 maps. Having 5 Black Ops 1 maps in that game honestly literally saved it, because the map design, I don't know why on these next-gen consoles has just been pretty much atrocious. I honestly didn't really mind the manual healing system. I know a lot of people complain about that, but the game just wasn't really there. It was easily the worst installment in the Black Ops series due to the recycled content. I mean, hey, I'm all for reusing maps, but when the only thing that makes your game good is the fact you're reusing old maps, like, there is a problem. Also, we can't forget about that spam, like, power slide jump. I'll never forget the clip on Twitter where the dudes were going around the fence. And it was realistically probably a minute and a half, but it felt like 10 minutes before they finally found each other and one of them killed each other. Like, honestly, it was just awful. And not to mention the specialists. The specialists were so overpowered in that game. I personally feel Black Ops 3 got specialists pretty much perfect. Nothing was too overpowered, but, like, they had their powers, you know what I mean? But in Black Ops 4, the riot shield or Zero, everything was just, it was freaking terrible. And when Treyarch, like, refused to nerf it, they pretty much killed off their game. Moving over to Ghost, this is here just basically for the reason of this is the year where the Call of Duty community really started to go downhill. I will go back and revisit Ghost for about an hour once a year. I'll play that 24/7 game mode and just use the honey badger the whole time. I mean, this this was actually the first COD where I actually like stopped playing it during its life cycle. And last in the game category, we have Infinite Warfare. Now, honestly, I feel Infinite Warfare had no chance from the start because by year 3, everyone was so over this freaking futuristic advanced movement system crap, and especially pairing it with MWR, like it had no chance to succeed. Everyone besides the comp players, and well, okay, 99% of us besides the 1% and the comp players played MWR the entire year, didn't really touch IW at all. But I can say my experience on the beta was good. The best way I could like explain it would actually be to compare the beta, now just hear me out here, the beta to Modern Warfare 2. Because when we played the beta, sniping actually felt super good, especially for a futuristic game. But the best thing about it was that there was broken weapons that were like super overpowered, and which honestly made them fun to use, and shotguns sucked. So like it was just an AR, SMG, LMG sniper game where the weapons are very fun to use. Now upon release, which sucked, is they buffed the shotguns and kind of balanced everything, and that's where I feel the game went a little downhill. I actually didn't think the map design itself was terrible because the maps were like pretty close quartered, kind of like an old school Infinity Ward styled maps. Like when you played the game definitely still felt fast paced. Everything was just kind of too balanced. Like if the game would have stayed a little more broken like the beta, I think it would have got some higher reviews. But the fact that the game was in space, like it had no chance from the start, but I still enjoy it more than Advanced Warfare, which is one of the 2 games in my not a great game category. The only plus I will give Advanced Warfare is the fact that it had the classic mode. I wish the other futuristic games after this one, BO3 and Infinite Warfare, had the classic mode. If Black Ops 3 had classic mode, I would have played that game so much. The map design is so much fun, the gun selection is awesome, but I just cannot take the wall running in exosuits after a certain amount of time. And then in the not a great game category, the last one, the final COD I'm going to talk about today. I'm sorry this video was long, but what are you going to do when you try and break down 12 years worth of Call of Duty? World War II, basically Call of Duty's first installment back into the Boots on the Ground series in 3 years. Yeah, because they took a 3-year break with those games. But the bad part was, honestly, the map design, like I said, was very subpar. The weapons just were kind of eh. I don't know, the game itself was just eh. You know, like it was okay, but it just wasn't a ton of fun. I don't feel it had a ton of replay value, and you see that not a lot of guys go back to play World War II. The game was just eh, and I feel they've definitely improved every year since then, so that's why I also feel the game's longevity, like I say, gets hurt. You know, I feel in some ways, don't get me wrong, it was a needed game. We needed this to get back on the Boots on the Ground scene, and it's great to see them improve their games every year since, but just when ranking them. This is an Advanced Warfare. The first futuristic game and the first Boots on the Ground game back were just honestly total no-nos because they improved every year after that, which is a good thing. You know, they built on their base, they built on their foundation. Finally get a chopper, and we only have 2 kills left in the game. Let's go, baby. But I think it's gonna wrap it up for me here today, guys. Please let me know what you think of my tier listing and my reasons. I tried to keep these reasons as short as possible, but it's hard when I'm trying to tell you guys why I rank stuff, why I did, and we're going through every single Call of Duty game ever. But please comment your personal tier list down below. I mean, you can go to the tier maker, you can tweet them at me, you can put them in the Discord, you can comment them down below. That'd be cool, so that way you guys can kind of discuss with others and share your viewpoints. But just please let me know what you guys think. You guys are amazing. Yesterday was our 4-year anniversary of the channel. 4 years since our first ever upload. Look how far we've come and look how much of a journey we still got to go. Here's to making this next year our best year yet. But for real, thank you guys so much for the support. Things are crazy. Y'all are for real the best, and we'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace.
How many worlds would you cross to use the line that's right in front of you?